So you arrive up on deck just in time for the rusty blade to pass underneath the colossal land bridge, the Great Arch, which is part of Mountain Kilcreth, upon which is built the great city of Solitude. As your ship emerges from underneath, you're taken aback by just how grand and beautiful the city is. It's got a style of architecture you've not seen elsewhere on your travels in Skyrim. Among the rounded walls and pointed roofs, you see a heavy military presence. Archers are all amassed on the Great Arch, watching for you, waiting as you pass, ready to open fire on anyone who might try to cross the Karth River. You also see, just out of arrow range, the great army of Tiber Septim and the united Imperial Jarls of Skyrim. Your ship glides into port, and Captain Ishisis stands ready to see you disembark. "May your scales stay moist," he says as he bows.
Cheers, Whispers.
Stay slimy.
Okay, so you guys departing?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Waiting for you at the dock is a tall, shaved-headed Nord in splendid blue armour with a massive warhammer slang around his back. Next to him you see a smaller, older man in extravagant Nordic clothing. Fine fur cloak and pointed hat. Very stylish, but also very practical in this cold weather. The biting wind hits your face as you depart. Behind them stands a dozen armed guards, all in formation. Clearly the Jarl is not taking any chances. The smaller man calls out, "I erect the spine of welcome to you, honoured guest. May I see your invitation, please?"
I step forward with said invitation
He takes it out
and
of your
present
hand.
it with a flourish.
He takes it out of your hand and opens it up. "Ah, this seems to be in order. It is an honour to welcome you, Treeminder Meepa. I am Leric Greycloak, steward to High-King Jorrun. And this is Filgo Orcthane, twin brother to the king, and captain of the town guard. Are these your entourage?"
Yes, they are.
Very well.
Yeah.
"You are just in time for the celebration. I'm afraid that under the circumstances we're not able to let you have a full tour of the city. But if you'll accompany me to the Blue Palace, I shall be sure to point out some of the sights our beautiful city has to offer."
Lovely. Lead the way.
You follow your greeters up a steep path which brings you to the city proper. Not far from where you emerge is the Great Gate of Solitude, which Leric notices you looking at. "Ah, there is no need to fear, Treeminder. That is but one of two great gates keeping the Septim milk drinker out of Solitude. If our enemy somehow gets through the Storm Gate, he has then to fight his way through the Squall Gate. You see, there is nothing to fear in our great city. To your right, you can see our market square. It is closed down for the evening now, but in the daytime, this is the busy hub of Solitude. We have asked all citizens to keep their commercial and social activities to a minimum while the city remains under siege. But unfortunately, some of our guards have had to hand out fines to citizens who seem to think it's their God's-given right to do as they please." He takes you further into the city. "Over there on the far left, we have the Temple of the Divines. We honour the Eight. Here, we are now passing by the Bard's College, the only one of its kind in Skyrim. Students come from all over Tamriel to learn the great Nordic traditions of music and storytelling.
Lovely.
It does occur to you as you're walking. Sorry, were you going to say something?
No, I was just going to point out is that because Jorrun is a big fan of the arts. I hear.
Ah, yes. You know our king well. Of course, his moniker, Skald King, means Bard King.
Of course it does.
It occurs to you that the city is in much better shape than the last couple of sieges you've been involved in. Both Markarth and Kvatch, there were clear signs that the siege was taking its toll on the population, but the few citizens of Solitude that you see walking around after dark looks to be in pretty good shape. After some time you arrive at the huge square palace with dull blue rooftops that is the seat of power in Harfinger Hold. Your guides show you through the front door, which is guarded by 2 large built Nords, while 2 others patrol the front perimeter with torchlight. Inside the Blue Palace is alive with the sound of merriment. The lobby and main hall are full of well-dressed Nords, all drinking and laughing, some even dancing while a bard plays a lively tune on the lute. The High King will be along to greet you in person once he's finished what he is doing, says Lyric Greycloak. In the meantime, please enjoy our hospitality. As you say in Black Marsh, my nest is yours. As the 2 of them depart, a servant approaches you with a tray full of drink. Special reserve Nord mead. Thelul.
Yes.
Sujama.
Sujama.
Who's taking the Sujama?
Me. What is it?
Are you asking him?
Yes.
Sujama is a dark elf drink from Morrowind.
Ugh. Get out of my sight.
I take one of each.
You take one of each, okay. Are you not taking anything then? Is Talon not taking anything?
I want something Argonian.
He hands you a glass of Thelul.
Perfect.
And the rest of you?
Water for me. I'm working.
He passes you water.
I'm also on duty. I'll have nothing.
Okay.
I wouldn't be much of a bodyguard if I were to be swilling ale on the job.
Very responsible. Okay, so the party's swinging, people are mingling. What are you guys doing? You guys milling around, having your drinks?
I'm going to lean into Talon Shay. What was your name again?
It is Treeminder Meepa.
Treeminder. Okay. If anyone asks, I'm just going to say, do you have business with the Treeminder? And then,
Yes.
and then that'll be enough, right? That'll be enough to scoot by, right?
Oh, I don't know if my first name is Treeminder or it's on my last name. So maybe it's Mr. Meepa.
No, you know that Treeminder is a title.
Oh, right, yeah, of course.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So going, do you have business with Treeminder will be adequate. Good.
A Treeminder is like
I'm ready.
Like a high up, like a fairly high up rank Treeminder.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
In the tree.
I want you to really get into
And
their
Talon
face
would
as
know
well.
that.
Like,
I'm fully up for putting my hand on the sword hilt whenever anyone says anything vaguely passive aggressive.
yes. Especially to the bloody Morrowinders. Dark elves.
Well, 100%. I mean, yes, the Ebonhart Pact is all very well and good, but Dunmer, are they really needed?
Exactly.
That's my question, right? Okay, good. I'm glad we're all aligned with this plan.
Wow, this is turning out really quite law friendly.
So
What are we
let's
doing?
mingle. Let's mingle. Let's
Rumours,
mingle in the room.
rumours.
I don't know. Yeah, rumors, whatever.
Okay, so looking around the room, you mostly see a lot of Nords, but you do see a group of Dunmer, all dressed in gold. They're the only Dunmer in the room. They stick out like a sore thumb, with their grey skin, red eyes, and gold clothing.
Gross.
Do you wish to go and mingle with them?
Not really.
Oh, I think Tyler's messaging. Tyler is scanning for traps. Do you mean?
Hang on, wait a minute. Is he
transsexual?
messaging? Is he messaging in the other window?
No, he's
Oh.
messaging.
Yeah. Okay.
On Hangouts.
Okay, Tyler. I guess someone want to roll a d20 for Tyler.
I'll roll a d20 for Tyler.
I'm guessing he's not in a position where he can roll.
Tyler rolls a 10.
Okay, Ty, add your perception. $15. Okay. Looking about the room, you do not notice anything untoward. Doesn't appear to be any danger. There is definitely a guard present in the room. There are, the entrances and exits seem to be reasonably well guarded. What's he saying? Oh, nothing. Okay. Yeah, you don't notice anything that particularly bothers you looking around. You see a bard playing the lute. He's got a fair audience around him. They're all dancing and joining in with a song. But nothing... it seems like a perfectly ordinary, high-end party in the middle of a siege.
Lovely. Is King Jorrun around?
Looking around, you do not recognise King Jorrun. You don't know what he looks like.
Oh yeah.
So you don't see anyone too obvious. So there's no one you want to go and mingle with?
Well, I guess the dark elves that stick out like a sore thumb, we should probably go and speak to, I suppose.
Okay, which of you wants to go and approach them?
Baby's crying.
Poor baby. Poor sad baby.
I mean, does it really make sense for anyone who isn't Talon Shay to approach people at this party? Because we're his entourage.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, and you're his bodyguard, so you should probably be watching him.
Well, yeah,
alright.
exactly. I'm
I
going to be
guess-
sticking with him.
I guess I'll go speak to them.
Okay, go ahead.
I trust you had a pleasant trip.
They turn around and regard
Talon
you.
Shay tries to hide the fact he just vomited slightly in his mouth.
The one of the two, the shorter one, looks at the slightly taller one. The taller one nods his head at him. The shorter one looks back at you and bows his head. Wealth beyond measure, Argonian. Wealth beyond measure. This is Councilman Drambero of the House Halalu, the richest, most wealthiest house in all of Morrowind. I am Arta Aldo, the mouth of the Councilman. I speak for him on his behalf to those who it does not necessarily behoove him to speak to. And who are you?
So,
I am Cyril, and I speak on his behalf to those who he does not want to speak to.
At this, the Dunmer immediately kind of look at each other and start nodding their heads at one. Oh, there's a little bit of murmuring. Oh, yeah, okay. The councilman himself steps forward and bows respectfully towards you.
Towards
And wealth
me or
beyond
towards
measure
Talon
from me, Argonian. You must be deeply important to have someone speak for you. What is your name?
I'm confused. Is he talking to me or him?
He said Argonian. He's talking to Talon.
Right, okay.
I'd like to nod at Cyril.
He is the tree.
He's Tree.
The tree hugger.
Nice to meet you, Tree.
That's Mr. Mihar to you.
None of you've got it right.
Nate Nihar.
Tree Miha.
Tree
I
hugger.
am not familiar with Argonian naming traditions, but
Neither am I.
blessings of the tribunal upon you and yours. Of course, I am incredibly influential in Morrowind. Do you hold much sway in your Black Marsh?
Yeah. Of course I am. I am the High Tree Minder.
Tree Minder.
Can I roll to know what Tree Minder actually is? Is it like a military?
No, I don't think you need to.
Oh, he doesn't know.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think you particularly need to roll. Like, I think as an Argonian, that's kind of cultural knowledge that
Well,
you would.
And also, this guy clearly doesn't know.
Yeah,
If
that's
he's
true.
like, Tree. Interesting name.
I command the southern forces.
Has this guy
of-
ever met an Argonian before?
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean he hasn't necessarily met a tree minder before.
Yeah.
Argonians do sometimes have weird names. It's not totally unthinkable that you might meet an Argonian whose name was Tree.
Okay, well, anyway.
Cool. Yeah. So I command the southern forces of Black Marsh.
Really?
Yeah, from Foul Rest all the way to Archon, where I'm from.
Ah, that is fascinating. You know, I always said, you know, when you came walking into this room, I said to my mouth, I said to him, that Argonian, he has the air of importance about him. No, this is no former slave. This is no mere farm tool. This man, this beast, he is of nobility.
Exactly. Like.
I must tell you that I am very important as well. My family have been part of House Halalu for many generations. I personally have the ear of Archcanon Saroni myself. You know, if you are ever in Morrowind, you should seek me out. I have a residence in Vivek City.
Vivek City. Remember that, Birrell.
Yes, I'll remember that.
Good.
I'm
It
very
is
good at
always
remembering.
good to expand horizons.
Perhaps I could just
Hello.
write that down. What was that again? Could you just spell that out for me?
I'm sure one of these guys remembers and will tell you. You're looking for Councilman Drambero. You're talking to Councilman Drambero, who lives in Vivek City.
Vivek City.
Of course, we Halalu are always financing major ventures and expeditions. It is always useful to have contacts such as yourself.
Yeah. I am very important. I'd like to then just walk off.
Just as you walk off, the bard finishes his song, and the entire room gives him a rousing round of applause. He hands his lute over to someone else and makes his way over towards you. As he
Oh.
approaches, you notice how finely dressed he is. Greetings, friends. He's a large-built, red-headed Nord. Welcome to my home. I am Jorrun of Solitude, and I bid you welcome to Skyrim. I recognize your garb, Argonian, but not your face. Pray tell, what is your name?
I am Tree Minder, Meepa.
Ah, of course, Meepa. Yes, but remind me, which settlement do you hail from?
I'm gonna interject here, and I'm gonna get in this guy's face and say, "I'm sorry, Bard. Do you have business with the Tree Minder?"
I'm gonna just push him to the side and say, "Do you not recognize who this is?" And slap you across the face.
Oh, I'm sorry, my lord.
Ha 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 ha! Your bodyguard is well trained. He has your best interests in heart. Keep this one close to you, Argonian. Tree Minder, Meepa. Of where did you say you were from?
John.
Ah, Archon, of course. I recall sending your invitation. But forgive me, it's been a long time since I left Skyrim. I do not recall seeing your face before. Were you and I ever comrades on the field of battle? Where did you engage?
Yes. No. Yes. We walked among the.
Is everything alright?
Yes. We came from the south with the rest of the Argonians.
You came from the south. You mean you reinforced me directly
Exactly.
from the south? Who were we fighting? Which engagement?
It was.
Do you remember the year? I must know.
Oh, God, no. It's been a long time. It's over 40 years now.
Yes, that's right. It has been a
But-
long time.
My head is fuzzy. Too much beer. Too many battles. It's hard to distinguish between them.
I was only reinforced by Argonians from the south once. When I was fighting the Akaviri.
Yes.
That must be the time.
My gods, what a battle that was.
Yeah. Watching every one of them drown.
Yes, we pushed them back into the sea.
Beautiful sight.
He slaps you on the shoulder. What a glorious day it was. We shall
My
see
lord.
its like again.
My lord, if you'll permit me, this item might be of interest to you. An Akaviri katana taken from that battle. My lord gifted it to me when I entered his service.
Katana. He takes the blade off and examines it. I must say, I did not see any of these foul beasts wielding such small weapons. This came from the camel, you say? It looks far too small for those ice giant milk drinkers.
I cannot say, my lord. I wasn't at the battle myself. All I know is that my lord gifted the blade to me.
I see, I see. He hands it back to you. Puzzling. Well, I am most glad you joined us anyway. At that, a bell rings. Ding ding ding. Ah, finally, the feast is ready. Let us make our way to the dining hall. I have a giant's hunger. The crowd moves toward the dining hall, where there's a long table laid out with foods from all over northern and eastern Tamriel. Everyone starts to take their places for dinner, and you can see as everyone's sitting down that the High King's guests are indeed mostly Nords. And those of you who have a higher passive perception notice that there are no other Argonians at the party at all, and only a small handful of dark elves, all of whom seem to be part of the same party.
Bloody racist.
My esteemed guests, High-King Jorrun addresses the room. Tree minders, councilmen, thanes, mouths, sworn swords, and housecarls. We are honoured to have you here in our city, and to offer you the protection of our keep. Before we were beset on all sides by rampaging barbarians, by Bretons, by Reachmen, by Imperials. We were Ebonhart, and no force on Nirn could match our might. Of course, we have many important diplomatic and strategic matters to discuss, but that can wait till the morning. Tonight we shall feast. Before we break bread together, as we did in the days of old, I ask you, guests of honour, Councilman Drambero of Great House Halalu, and Treeminder Meepa of Archon Settlement, please rise from your seats with your entourages, please.
Sure.
Okay, you're all standing up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honoured guests, please join me and lead us in the Ebonhart Pact anthem.
I'd cherish the thought of
We know
seeing-
that. We know this one. We
We
sang it
do know
recently,
this
didn't we? We practiced it.
The well-groomed, tall Dunmer in his gold robes also stands up.
Jorrun, will you be kind enough to play the whatever you play for us, so we can sing this?
Now, no need to be shy. I'm sure you can do it a cappella.
Well,
Sure. Yep.
Tyler's typing la 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 in the chat.
no. Personally, I've always been more of a fan of the 8-minute beat poem. We tilled Skyrim's ground despite frozen toil. We tended the Quama beneath Morrowind's soil.
Can I just point out that you're all meant to be doing this?
I'm trying to find the notes.
I didn't write down the whole song though. we just looked it up and listened to it.
I just googled it.
I think you guys did copy it. You guys did make a copy of it, I'm pretty sure.
Did we?
Either that or
Probably.
you took it with you. I'm pretty sure you didn't give it back.
There you are.
So you
Take it
can
with
you
us.
can take it out.
Oh right.
So I can take it out for you.
Yes, that would be lovely.
There you go.
Oh fuck! I can't zoom in on that.
Andy can
Zooming
zoom
in
in for
anyway.
you.
Yeah.
Right. So, who wants to take lead?
I think David did.
We tilled Skyrim's ground despite the frozen toil. We tended the Quama beneath Morrowind's soil.
I don't hear Gwen.
We hunted the Wamasu in Black Marsh's glades.
We
We free hearts had no need for blades.
Fair.
Then they came from the sea,
sea,
solid steel in their hands. They burned down our homes and ravaged our land. Akaviri brought nothing but bloodshed and lies.
Our
Families
families were slain before our eyes.
With
Three
three
separate people, they
shared
shared
a
a
cruel joke.
a choice between death or the yoke. But
And
then
then
the
the
three people
knew
what
what
must
must
be
be done.
end the oppression
The
in our
oppression
freedom.
in one.
Forged by war, the Ebonhart rose and drove the Akaviri back to the sea. When the enemies begged for the mercy they lacked, three voices as one shouted, blood for the pact. Forged by war, our story be told. No
No
shackles can hold us,
whether moonstone or gold. Nailed
The
it.
hall erupts into applause, cheers, people standing up. Blood for the pact! Yeah! Blood for the pact! The feasting commences. Everyone's really, really happy. Music starts playing. Some people get up and start dancing. The room comes to life.
We're
And
pretty good.
I think on that bombshell, I think we should call it. I think that's a pretty high point to call it. That was absolutely hilarious.
Excellent.
That was honestly phenomenal. Well
GG,
done, all of
guys.
you.
I'm gonna go.
Particularly
Bye.
Dave. Dave did really well.
Bye, Tyler.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.